two. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. When the school hoops and we're back for more. More guests and topics to explore. School upstairs, school upstairs. Welcome back to the S.U.S podcast.
From all your experiences of like covering like games, what was like your favorite like game to cover, or what's like your favorite story that you were like able to like get from like the different like players or coaches maybe?
Okay. Let's talk about the champions para ano. I mean, that's what the fans are hovering of, diba, around. So, diba, the Charity Go crossovers features the Santiago sisters,
Yeah.
Dindin Santiago Manambat and Jaja Santiago. They are both from NU, and it's just amazing because they both competed in Japan and
Yeah.
came back like stronger than ever. And one of the players who opened up to me na talagang I super appreciated was Ate Dindin. Because Ate Dindin told me that yun talaga, as in it stuck to my head na she misses her 5-year-old kid, Chloe. And what happened was, when she was playing back in Japan, dinadala niya si Chloe there. So, parang back and forth, na kasama naman niya yung kid, but it's for the first
Yeah.
time daw, ito na yung longest time na nahiwalay siya kasi we're not allowed to be with anyone else here in Ilocos. And what her husband would do, he would send pictures of Chloe cheering for Ate Dindin on TV so that she would keep on playing despite
Yeah.
her having minor injuries, experiencing pain. So, yun. And parang she said that she just keeps on going every single time she sees her daughter. And Ate Jaja, on the other hand, I asked her, "You're just so mighty. You just do everything so effortlessly. Like, other than her being 6'5" and just like tossing the ball like
Yeah.
it's nothing. Um, Parang hindi siya nawawalan ng will. And then I asked her, as in, it's so funny. It's such a Gen Z question. I was like, Ate Jaja, do you have soft R's? and then and then she was like, sabi ko, like, may soft R's ba yung isang Jaja Sanchab? And she was like, yeah, but like just onte. Not like unlike my sister daw. Like Ate Dindin, who has lots of soft R's. But yeah, parang she said na wala eh. Like at the end of the day, when you get your head into the game, wow, what a Troy Bolton line yun na. Sorry. And when you get your head into the game and parang you just focus on your goal, the feelings subside talaga naturally. Like sabi ko, doesn't that make you feel alienated at some point? Like you feel like a playing robot. And she was like, no, parang she feels more of just parang a player more than just a human being with a soul. Parang sobrang doon na yung heart, parang nata-transform siya. And parang I was thinking, oh, parang baka parang My Hero Academia siya na parang. Yun, so those two sisters, I saw them the entire season. And they played well, umpisa pa lang. First game, POG Ate Dindin. And then following games, sunod-sunod na yon. And then nung ending, if you guys saw the finals, Ate Dindin cried so hard, like bawled her eyes out. Kasi I asked her, what's your message that knowing that Chloe's watching now and you're a champion? And she was like, she's doing everything for her family. And it's so amazing to have that championship with her sister. And parang it's so cute kasi parang ako, like I'm there and the fans won't get to see it, but they embrace, they cuddle up towards each other every before game and every after game. And I was like, how does it feel like to have a literal sister
Yeah.
with you in your team? And you guys are both so
Like
amazing.
two of the best.
36 points,
Yeah.
33 points.
Yeah.
And parang what Ate Jaja told me nung dulo na, this was off-cam interview. I mean, off-cam, nagkwentuhan kami after the
Yeah.
interview. She was like, you know what, nung finals game, I couldn't walk anymore. And I was like, what? How's that possible? You still delivered. You had so many points. You had great blocks. And then she was like, hindi ko na magalaw yung paa ko, yung legs ko. As in, she was just limping down, like, papasok ng court. And I was like, how did that happen? And then she was like, I sabi niya parang I held on to ate. And then she told ate din raw na ate ko na bahala.
Yeah.
And sabi niya, I'm gonna stand up here and pretend na kaya ko pa. I'm still gonna serve as the face of the team given that she's the captain.
Wow.
So that the morale of the team is high. And she still stood there. Pero ate din did parang she did so much points. And parang for me, it was like a movie.
Yeah.
Na parang getting to know all
Yeah.
of these na parang you entrusted the game to your sister even though you're the captain and you're there and both of you delivered well. And parang sabi ko, hindi makikita sa mukha mo na nasasaktan ka na, that you're in pain. Like, you guys just pushed and pushed and pushed. And she said na, wala, it's God. It's their faith. And Charity goes one of, like, I know, one of the most faithful religious teams that I know talagang they're super God-centered. And what I told them nga sila Ate Rachel Ostero, Ate Shaya Dordor, I said, iba yung may kapit. Like whatever faith you have. Like it's different when you have that hold. You have
Yeah,
that
something to
Yeah.
hold
that
on to.
mantra.
Yeah.
You know, and sabi nga yun, Ate Jaja kept on mentioning it was God's miracle na she got to walk, she got to play, she got to run. And both of them really, I don't know, pushed forward. Kasi if you guys saw the finals, fourth set, Creamline had an advantage. So parang people were thinking, okay, Creamline's gonna win. And then yun, nakahabol sila just by the end of the fourth set. And then there came a fifth set and they delivered. And it was surprising for everyone. And it's grabe. Parang di ba parang if you know, majority of volleyball fans are Creamline fans because of course they're one of the most legendary teams we know. And parang I was expecting personally na hala, like there might be an uproar. Diba? That
Yeah.
Creamline wouldn't win. Because everyone's expecting Creamline to win because they've been winners for the longest time. So when Cherry won, I was really awaiting. Oh, it's the rain. I was really awaiting for the result and parang for the reaction of everyone. So parang hala, will it be positive? Will it be negative? Will Cherry get the recognition that they deserve also for pushing, diba, towards ano. And you see Eliza Valdez, Ate Lai, hugging Ate Jaja at the end.
Yeah.
It was so legendary. It's so iconic. They were just
Parang movie
hugging each
talaga.
other. Yeah, they were hugging each other and they were like, you are so good, you're so good. They're praising each other. And I was like, sana on social media, it's gonna be as healthy as this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be acceptance and there's gonna be recognition. And when I interviewed the two sisters, like on TV, and they were crying and they were saying that, okay, we did this for each other, we did this for our family, we did this for God, and they were holding hands, crying together that they did it. I saw on social media that everyone like got moved. Like parang it was different seeing. I mean, it's nice seeing a team that's like a family on TV, but it's also different seeing a real literal family on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Catching that
true.
championship. And I think like I'll just have to like remember that for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
like those moments talaga are like really something like special. Like even like
Unforgettable.
getting to see
Movie.
that like as a courtside reporter too, like witnessing it
Yeah.
firsthand. That's really
Yeah.
like something to experience talaga. It's probably one of like the perks maybe of like, getting to see like the firsthand moment. And also because you know the story like behind it also. And you
Yeah.
got to see their journey too. That's like just something like amazing talaga. Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't know how to feel if I
Very
was the one like
beautiful.
there, like seeing all of that firsthand. Like I probably wouldn't be able to speak honestly. I'd
I
just
wish
be in
I had a
awe of
film
everything.
camera with me.
Yeah, just
The
to like
big one.
capture it. Yeah, just like capture the moment. Yeah, it would have been like super great then if there were fans also, like for sure. Like
Yeah.
it would have been like crazy too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I mean, so di ba being like the reporter, you talk to these players. Parang ikaw yung nagiging medium
Yeah.
for for everyone to see parang this other side of the players. Yung alam mo na, the human side, the
The
humanity of
human
it.
side,
Apart from
yeah.
being
Yeah.
athletes who play their sport, 'di ba? Ikaw yung nagiging way para makita ng mga manonood ganun. Yung there's more to it. There's like every athlete has a story. Every athlete is going through something. They have inspirations and all that. So it's a really beautiful thing talaga hearing all of your stories, and grabe talaga. I mean, nakaka and what's the word?
It's awe-inspiring.
Nakakatuwa. Inspiring, nakakatuwa tignan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the
Yeah.
memory that you have to like remember all those super tiny like details,
Yeah.
like moments
Yeah.
in an entire like game where like you're observing literally everything. You get to like
Yeah.
notice those small
And you
things.
have to bring back those tiny little moments,
Yeah.
like during the significant times. Parang,
Mm.
okay, when will this have an impact?
Yeah,
Ganon.
that's
Just to piece
Yeah.
together everything.
Yeah.
yeah.
Stuff just to make it a big like image so that people can like really like see it talaga. Or, yeah.
Super amazing kasi back in 2019, I got to do news rundowns for SEA Games.
Mm.
And in SEA Games, parang, I remember those names. Diba? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Vidal, Diaz, they were there and parang that was SEA Games. And then
Yeah.
just a few years after, you see their names, they're bannered up in the
Crazy.
Olympics. And I don't know, like as a Filipino, parang wala lalabas talaga yung pagiging makabayan mo. Parang
Tama.
even though you're supposed to just be an anchor, just talking about the news, talking about them, parang sometimes you just feel that automatic natural
Yeah.
bias na,
Emotional
let's
connection.
go!
You got this.
Parang,
Yeah.
yeah, like in yung PVL finals, parang some people tweeted like, is Ayie Tinsay, is the courtside reporter crying?
Yeah.
And then I was like, you can't blame me if you're
Tama.
here.
It's
You
Yeah.
get
true.
teary-eyed
It's a really
too.
emotional like
Yeah,
thing
diba?
to bear
Yeah.
witness to. Like, my God, someone from your
It's
country
surreal.
like won like gold, won silver. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and yun, so parang, and yung pinaka-recent episode ko, I got to talk to Gerald Mangliwan, Paralympic.
Mm,
And
mm,
he's
mm.
so inspiring. And parang he said when I asked him, parang, who are you doing this for? And he said na, as much as I want to do this for my family and of course our country, I want to inspire PWDs to not look at this as an incapacity.
Yeah.
It's something that can be empowered. It's something that can be utilized for a greater good. And it's a sport that has to be respected and recognized. And sabi ko, grabe. As in, seeing different Filipinos excel in their different fields, it's really different. Kasi syempre, pag courtside reporter ka, there's more of a youthful vibe. Diba, na parang you're delivering news, it's volleyball fans, it's their girl idols, their female idols, and you want to like cheer it up. Pero parang when you're a sports anchor, parang you turn more serious. You check out the parang lifelong purpose of these athletes, their life story, why are they doing this? And parang for you to deliver it in a very serious tone, and alam mo yun, to show the people how clearly they want to win for this country. It's also a different feeling.
Yeah.
Like from what I said kanina na it's another step to adulting, this is like adulting times 3.
Yeah.
Like if you guys know, like my voice on TV is like lower, three times lower, like hello, good evening, like that. So yun, so wala, like for me parang meron siyang iba't ibang vibe. Like in a Gen Z term, iba-iba yung vibe niya.
Yeah.
I love being a courtside reporter. I love being cheery. It makes me feel teensy.
Mhm.
And at the same time, when you're an anchor, I love feeling like a woman,
Yeah.
like a
Yes.
lady. And wala, it's both inspiring. Ako in general, the sports industry, like and here, like sports journalism.
Mhm.
Like what you guys said, like what Ramon said kanina, it's parang what I said in my Cosmo interview, it's bringing color into the black and white images of the athletes.
Yeah.
whom people perceive to be perfect, to
Yeah.
be idols on a pedestal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're not supposed to make mistakes.
Yeah.
They're supposed to answer everything that you ask, and they're supposed to perform a certain way, and that's how it becomes toxic.
Yeah.
And parang for me, even though it wasn't written in law, I felt like I had the responsibility to protect these players
Yeah.
because I'm
That's
the
true.
one
Yeah.
who knows them internally, like what
Yeah.
they're experiencing. And if I am the medium and I have the responsibility, and I mean, I have the power, just like Spider-Man,
Yeah.
since I have the power to like talk about them, I have the responsibility to protect them. So,
True.
yun, parang with all of that, both anchoring and reporting, it's fun, it's festive, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, tedious.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's yeah, and you have to be meticulous with your words. Like, basta yun eh. Parang kumbaga pinoprotektahan mo sila. You have to keep them shiny, but at the same time, you have to keep them colored. Or
Yeah.
else they're
Yeah.
just gonna stay gold. And
Just
they're
to like
not
Mm.
just gold.
balance. Yeah.
Alam mo yon? Like
Yeah.
sometimes they wanna show how rusty they are, like
Mhm.
in terms of their human stuff.
Yeah.
Pero yun, like I want to balance showing their struggles, but at the same time, of course, their strengths.
Yeah.
Just to balance it out, just to make sure that parang fans are reminded that these people are human.
Yeah.
They want their privacy to be respected, but at the same time, they want to share their victory with the fans. So yun, it's amazing all in all. That's just my
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Grabe.
sure.
So, and that's what makes them more relatable, I think, is being able
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
their
Exactly.
human side.
Mm.
Like that could give their fans a newfound respect to like see them yun na nga as people also before, as athletes. But at
Yeah.
the same time, still be able to give them recognition for
Yeah.
all of their
Yeah.
accomplishments. Because like that's well earned by all of them.
Yeah.
So for sure
Yeah.
they'd want to feel the love also, diba?
Yeah. And with like
Yeah.
our Olympic and Paralympic athletes, like for sure they've inspired like so many Filipinos
Oh,
So
already.
for
Like
many.
sure.
So
with
much for sure.
just by like just being there and like also like succeeding, also like reaching the finals or like, even like placing in
Yeah.
podiums, like that could like like someone who's watching that could be like, oh, I want to do that, I want to do that,
Yeah.
I want to be
Yeah.
like them. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Even just being there in a period, that's already something like
That's
something
exactly
else.
Yeah,
because
Like
that's an
wow.
achievement in itself.
yeah,
Yeah,
qualifying for
for
Olympics
sure.
and Paralympics, like oh my gosh, like that's like the pinnacle already for like your
Actually,
talents.
like what you said nga, kasi since PVL is now professional, that's what Eliza Valdez and Jovelyn Gonzaga said. So Eliza from Creamline and Ate Jobs from Black Mamba Army Lady Troopers.
Mm,
So they both
yeah.
said na, okay, given na professional na to, hindi to semi-pro, merong pa
Yeah.
yung mga bata na gusto maging volleyball player. Na it's not gonna
Yeah.
be an unsure path because it's professional now. So, sobrang
Yeah.
daming batang who want to be players. And that's amazing to see na at least our sports industry is progressing somehow.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah.
how Diaz and Vidal just gave their all, and now they really provided big space for us
Yeah.
to progress. Kasi wala eh, ang daming potential ng mga Pinoy. And we
That's
know
true.
we really need
Mhm.
everything. Like we need the
Yeah.
avenue, we
Mhm.
need the platforms. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy na I'm here to celebrate it, the slow but steady progress. And
Yeah,
diba, in
for
5 years,
sure.
who knows diba what will happen?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
true.
And
Mm-mm.
it's also like because since it was like pandemic also, it's like that also kind of gave us hope also. Like,
Yeah.
like despite the struggle like everyone's going through, like just for them to like be covered, like, and also like
Yeah.
for Heidel and Diaz to like gold medal, like our first ever
Yeah.
gold medal in history. Like that's really something just like to be proud of talaga. Like it was like, so great to see, like being proud to be Pinoy because
Yeah.
of like the athletes
Like
itself.
if I had the money, papa-billboard ko siya.
Diba?
Yeah,
Malaki.
for sure. It's that kind of like of the like inspiration. Eh? Like people would want to like
Statue na
go
yun
in the
eh.
streets and wave like the Philippine flag.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baka magmano po ako sa kanila.
It's like,
For so much respect.
yeah. And they're like all smiles. Like honestly,
Yeah.
it's just really great talaga.
Yeah.
Like the Pinoy spirit talaga was like
Yeah.
shown.
Especially in sports.
Yeah.
Sobrang iba yung ngiti ng mga Pinoy.
Yeah. And it makes
Yeah.
everyone like it's contagious. Even if you're
Yeah.
watching it from a screen,
The hype
you
level
just
is
like
ibang
grab
klase.
Yeah.
Everyone shouting as if you can be heard as if you're in the actual stadium or like
yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And I think naman I can really draw inspiration from me because number one, I wasn't into sports. Number two, I wasn't into any training. So I just really think that if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. But at the same time, you have to work smart, not work hard.
Yeah.
Kasi like if I put parang an overdose of effort into it and not just be genuine about it, parang maybe the output would also look different. So I think it's just really putting your heart into it, but at the same time, we can focus on what we talked about kanina. I think mental health is really important. Kasi one of the biggest factors, diba, about being a journalist is not just your voice, that you have to practice and to make it louder, alam mo yun, to enunciate the words and to, yun nga, to end up
Modulate.
having spoken word poetry reports
Yeah.
like mine. Pero, and to also have funny tweets. Pero it's more of just really understanding your character, like as a person. You have to know who you really are, and
Yeah.
you have to appreciate it, both like the ups and downs, your weaknesses and your strengths. Like maybe your voice is high, but and your strength is the way you speak. Maybe it's your charisma. Any strength that you can hold on to, with regards to being an anchor or a host, like just hold on to it and maximize it, utilize it, just like how players utilize whatever they can have in this pandemic. Yun, yung iba nagte-training ng walang court,
Yeah.
yung iba nagte-training ng injured, but they just keep on going because they love what they do. They like it, they love it that their hands are on a ball.
Yeah.
So just love it if your hands are on a mic. And just do you, because I think yun talaga ilalabas. I mean, of course people get famous if they stay
Yeah.
pretty and they pretend that they like what they're doing. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people, diba, succeed pero in the long run, like your health matters, your character development matters, and there's a different sense of fulfillment when you're actually true to what you're doing and you're true to yourself. I think it's different. Like it was a different smile. Parang when I finished the conference and I knew that I did my best, but not just I did my best as a courtside reporter that was being put on a pedestal. Like people wanted me to be this certain courtside reporter. Like I received some sweet messages from fans, volleyball fans, not my fans. Parang they were just saying na you, what do you call that? You set a record, you broke the stigma of like pretty courtside reporters because parang they banked on me being funny. And as petty as that, I felt like I did my job.
Yeah.
Because parang, yun nga, when I realized na I was the medium to convey a positive message. And for me to simply make the fans laugh and bring excitement, parang wala. I felt like, okay, like, a lot of people aspiring to be hosts can bring light, especially that I don't want to be pessimistic, pero the times are getting darker
Yeah. For sure.
in every sense, in
Yeah.
all aspects.
Yeah.
So as much as ano ba, we can, maghahakot-tayat talaga ng mga hosts na like just like you guys, big respect for you, who would draw out inspiration, who would bring out knowledge to listeners, who would keep people going and distract them, like what you guys said, like just make them forget about the current struggles and have some time to drink, to sip coffee and listen to people like us, and just bring light even though the world's very dark now.
1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks for tuning in to